Good evening, everyone. Got Kody Ashmore, Director of Weekly Options Strategies here at Simpler Trading, bringing you the free nightly video. What I wanted to cover is a potential setup in ExxonMobil, and there's a few reasons why. So first, from a technical pattern, if you haven't been following the market, oil's been on a pretty good run higher. So right here in ExxonMobil, you see that we do have this ascending triangle that broke out, right? So right here, we broke out, we've been running. Well, today, if you look down at the bottom, there's a big volume spike. We're on basically 145% of its average daily volume. And from a technical pattern, this is what's called a dark cloud cover pattern. So dark cloud cover is where you get a gap up and you so often close at least half of the prior day's 50% of the prior day's body. And we almost engulfed the entire thing, but we didn't quite get all the way to the bottom, but we did get there. Also, one very big key thing here as well is you're probably wondering, what's this? This 527,000 late sell prints, and I'll show you that here in a moment. So even if you didn't have this information, like say that you didn't know that it existed, it did come, has above average volume on a dark cloud cover technical pattern for reversal. Also, if you're a simpler member and you use all the simpler indicators, you also have a ready aim fire to the downside after it's been extended to the third ATR. And one final thing to note is, boom, fire line right at 99, which is David Starr's VooDoo lines. There is something I have been paying attention to is VooDoo lines with prints, dark pool volume. And when you get them together, they do seem to form rather well. So the fire line is the most expensive, or not expensive, sorry, the most important VooDoo line, the strongest support and resistance level as these are programmed. So that being said, we rallied up into resistance. Let me erase that line right there. So we rallied up into this fire line, right, which is resistance. There is the, whoa, that was supposed to be an arm, or an R, a ready aim fire pointing to the downside, right? And then next is this last thing I want to talk about is this late sell print. So going to the late sell print, I'll actually pull this up. So when it comes to the dark pool, you have, if it's done stateside, you have 3 hours to report it. If it's done overseas, and we'll say London, Paris, wherever, then you have 24 hours to report it. What I really want to point out now is this late print that they snuck in right at the end of the day. So right here at 1553, so 353, 526,000 shares and $98.20, basically 24 cents. Now, why is this particular one important when there's all these other huge ones? And it's because of this. Hit in this column, this is the market price, the bid and ask at the time the print hit the tape. The bid and ask was at 95.95 and 95.96. ExxonMobil is a very liquid product, tight bid ask spread. So the point is that I'm bringing to all here is this, it was a trade that someone was hiding. And every time you get late sell prints in the individual ticker, it's a pretty good indication that trend is going to follow and they're going to keep coming in. So what do you do with all this information? What can you do with it? I want to give you all a trade idea. Do with it as you may. I'm not in it. That's just something I'll be looking at doing. So, yeah. So we have this late sell print. Where are we at? Right here, right? Late print. It's hidden. The NQNX is the dark pool. Fire line is noted to be very strong resistance. You have your ready aim fire extended at the third ATR. And you have your dark cloud cover. Now the point is how low do we expect to go? And it's also an above average volume. So where to go. I personally think we may come back down here to 90 at a minimum and test these two lines right here. This is the weekly chart, and this is the weekly AEMA, and then this orangish line that's right here, that is the monthly VWAP. I think at a minimum, this is a good target to have of 90. So that's all I have for you. Late sell prints in ExxonMobil. A lot of indicators pointing for at least a pullback. I'm not calling for a trend reversal yet, but at least it looks like a pullback is going to happen. And who knows, maybe we'll come down. Well, this area lines up perfectly with AEMA and VWAP, so I think 90 is a good target. Now, that being said, yeah, that's what I have. Thank you very much, everybody, and have an awesome day. See you in the next one.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me